Ladies and gentlemen, to be alone is to confront the essence of who you are without distraction, without external noise. It is a state that many fear, yet it is also a crucible for profound personal transformation. First, let us accept a truth that often goes unspoken. Solitude is not an anomaly, it is a natural state. Life will inevitably present moments when we are alone. Resisting this reality breeds discontent. Instead, embrace it. See it not as an absence, but as an opportunity. Second, forge your identity. Ask yourself, who am I when no one is watching? What do I stand for? These are not easy questions, but they are essential. In solitude, you have the space to discover your values, your passions, and your unique strengths. Without this self-knowledge, the presence of others can only mask a void. Next, channel your energy into meaningful goals. The pursuit of something larger than yourself anchors you. It gives your solitude purpose. Imagine building a cathedral stone by stone. Alone, you may never see the finished structure, but the act of building brings fulfillment. But meaning is not born without effort. Self-discipline is your ally. In solitude, there are no external pressures to push you forward. You must structure your time intentionally. Wake up with a plan, even if no one else is watching. Success in solitude requires accountability to yourself. Moreover, solitude offers the gift of learning. Without the noise of the world, your mind can absorb knowledge deeply and creatively. Read, write, think. Build the intellectual and emotional tools you need to thrive, alone or with others. Happiness, however, does not come solely from striving. Practice gratitude and mindfulness. Take a moment each day to acknowledge the good in your life, even the smallest things. The quiet rustle of leaves, the warmth of sunlight, these are gifts we often overlook. Cultivate a rich inner world. This can take many forms. Explore art, engage in spiritual practices, or simply reflect deeply. The depths of your inner life can become a wellspring of contentment, sustaining you even in solitude. Finally, remember this paradox: though you are alone, you are not separate. Contribute to something greater than yourself. Write a book, plant a tree, help a neighbor. These acts connect you to the broader human story. Happiness in solitude does not mean rejecting relationships, but understanding that your happiness begins within you. When you are at peace with yourself, your interactions with others become richer, freer, and more meaningful. So I leave you with this challenge: do not fear solitude, master it. In doing so, you will find a happiness that is unshakable, born not from external circumstances, but from the strength and wisdom of your own soul. Solitude is an inherent part of the human experience, a space we all must navigate at various points in our lives. Yet, society often teaches us to fear it, equating aloneness with loneliness. This conflation creates unnecessary anxiety and a longing for constant connection, even when it isn't fulfilling or genuine. To be alone, however, is not a failure or a punishment. It is an opportunity for profound self-discovery and growth. Embracing solitude means seeing it not as a void to be filled, but as a canvas upon which a richer, more meaningful life can be painted. Being alone removes the distractions of external validation and forces us to confront ourselves honestly. In solitude, there is no applause, no instant feedback, and no one else to shape our narrative. This can feel uncomfortable, even unsettling, because it strips away the illusions we often rely on. It is in this discomfort, however, that growth becomes possible. Solitude lays bare the parts of ourselves we might otherwise avoid: our fears, our regrets, and our deepest desires. But far from being a negative experience, this confrontation is a necessary step toward understanding who we are. The key to accepting solitude is shifting our perspective. Many people view being alone as a sign of deficiency, as though it means we are unworthy of connection or love. But solitude is not about a lack of others, it is about the presence of self. It is an invitation to cultivate a deeper relationship with yourself, one that doesn't depend on anyone else. This is not to say we should shun relationships or community, far from it. Rather, the ability to be comfortable alone strengthens our capacity to connect with others authentically, without the need for them to fill an emotional void. Solitude also provides the mental and emotional space necessary for reflection. In a world that moves at an ever-accelerating pace, moments of quiet are increasingly rare. When you are alone, you have the chance to pause, to think deeply, and to examine your life with clarity. These moments allow you to ask fundamental questions: what do I truly want? What brings me joy? What are my values? Without the pressures of external influence, your answers to these questions can come from a place of honesty and authenticity. Importantly, solitude does not have to mean isolation. It is not about retreating into a bubble or cutting yourself off from the world. Instead, it is about reclaiming your inner world, finding a balance between engaging with others and nurturing yourself. This balance allows you to step into relationships and social situations with greater confidence and less fear of abandonment or rejection. When you know that your worth isn't tied to others' opinions, you become freer to be your true self. To embrace solitude is to accept that it is not a burden but a gift. It offers the opportunity to pause, reflect, and grow. By choosing to view it as a space for self-discovery rather than a condition to be escaped, you open the door to a more grounded, resilient, and fulfilled version of yourself. Developing a strong sense of identity is one of the most empowering and transformative journeys a person can undertake, particularly when navigating periods of solitude. When the external noise quiets and there is no one else to define us, we are left with a profound question: who am I? It is in this space, free from distractions and societal expectations, that we can begin to uncover the answer. Building a relationship with oneself isn't just a luxury, it is a necessity. Without a clear understanding of who you are, you risk becoming a reflection of the people around you, a patchwork of others' opinions, desires, and expectations. At its core, forging a strong identity begins with self-awareness. This involves taking the time to explore your values, beliefs, and passions. Ask yourself what truly matters to you, not what you've been told should matter. This can feel daunting because for many, these questions have never been asked in earnest. They've been answered passively, shaped by parents, peers, or societal norms. Solitude gives you the space to strip away these layers and investigate your true self. What are your guiding principles? What sparks curiosity or joy? What are your non-negotiables in life? Answering these questions with honesty requires vulnerability, but it is the cornerstone of self-discovery. As you delve deeper into understanding yourself, you also uncover your strengths and weaknesses. A strong identity is not about perfection, it's about authenticity. Knowing your strengths allows you to celebrate and lean into them, while acknowledging your weaknesses provides an opportunity for growth and self-compassion. These insights make you more grounded and less likely to be swayed by external pressures. You are no longer dependent on others to affirm your worth because your sense of self is rooted in your own understanding and acceptance. Building your identity also involves exploring your passions and interests. What excites you? What activities or pursuits make you lose track of time? Solitude gives you the freedom to experiment without fear of judgment. Whether it's learning a new skill, diving into creative expression, or pursuing intellectual curiosity, these moments of exploration are invaluable. They help you define yourself not by what you lack, but by what you bring to the world. Another critical aspect of identity formation is setting boundaries. When you know who you are, you become more adept at protecting your time, energy, and emotional well-being. Boundaries are a reflection of your values and priorities. They are not about shutting others out, but about ensuring that your actions and decisions align with your authentic self. This clarity reduces the tendency to seek approval from others, freeing you to live in alignment with your truth. Ultimately, developing a strong sense of identity transforms solitude from a state of absence into a state of empowerment. You learn to appreciate your own company, not because you are avoiding others, but because you are cultivating a deep, lasting connection with yourself. This self-knowledge forms the foundation for all aspects of your life, enriching both your solitude and your relationships. Pursuing meaningful goals is one of the most powerful ways to bring fulfillment to your life, especially when you are alone. Solitude creates the perfect environment for setting and striving toward goals that matter to you, not goals dictated by societal pressures or the expectations of others, but those that resonate deeply with your own sense of purpose. It is through the pursuit of meaningful goals that you transform isolation into productivity, creating a life defined by intention and direction, rather than by passivity or drift. The first step in this process is identifying what meaningful truly means to you. This requires introspection and honesty. Meaning is deeply personal. It could come from your desire to create, to learn, to contribute, or to overcome. Ask yourself what gives you a sense of fulfillment or leaves you feeling energized. These answers are the compass that will guide you. Unlike superficial goals based on fleeting desires, meaningful goals align with your values and long-term vision. They are not about instant gratification, but about building something lasting and significant. Once you have clarity on your goals, break them down into manageable steps. Big aspirations can feel overwhelming when viewed as a whole, but when you dissect them into smaller, actionable tasks, they become achievable. For example, if your goal is to write a novel, don't focus on the daunting task of finishing 300 pages. Instead, commit to writing 500 words a day. Progress comes through consistent, deliberate effort, and solitude provides the uninterrupted time needed to make that effort. The beauty of working toward a goal alone is that there is no audience to judge your progress, allowing you to focus purely on the process rather than the outcome. Pursuing meaningful goals also brings structure to your life. When you wake up each day with a clear sense of purpose, you are less likely to feel aimless or unmotivated. Your goals provide a roadmap, giving your days and weeks direction. This structure is particularly important in solitude, where the absence of external obligations can sometimes lead to feelings of stagnation or emptiness. In the end, the pursuit of meaningful goals transforms solitude into a powerful tool for growth, creativity, and fulfillment. By focusing on what truly matters, you not only improve yourself, but also enrich the world around you, making your solitude a source of strength rather than a weakness. Self-discipline is the cornerstone of a fulfilling and productive life, especially when you are alone. Without the external structures of workplace expectations, social commitments, or the guidance of others, the responsibility for how you spend your time and energy rests entirely on your shoulders. While this freedom can be liberating, it can also be daunting. Without discipline, solitude can quickly become a breeding ground for procrastination, aimlessness, and even despair. However, with self-discipline, solitude becomes an empowering space where you can take control of your life, accomplish your goals, and nurture personal growth. At its core, self-discipline is about making choices that align with your long-term values and objectives, even when those choices are challenging or uncomfortable in the moment. It requires the ability to delay gratification, resist distractions, and stay focused on what truly matters. In solitude, where there are fewer immediate consequences for your actions, discipline is what keeps you accountable. It ensures that your time alone is not wasted, but instead used intentionally to create a life that reflects your aspirations and priorities. Building self-discipline starts with creating a structure for your day. When you are alone, it's easy to let time slip away without a clear sense of purpose. To counteract this, establish routines that bring consistency and order to your life. Start by setting a regular wake-up time, planning your meals, and scheduling time for work, rest, and recreation. These routines act as anchors, providing stability and reducing the mental effort required to decide what to do next. Over time, they become habits, making discipline feel less like an effort and more like a natural part of your day. Another key aspect of self-discipline is setting priorities. When you're alone, there's no one to steer you toward what's important. You must take the initiative to identify your most critical tasks and focus your energy on them. Start each day by asking yourself, what are the 3 most important things I need to accomplish today? By narrowing your focus, you avoid the overwhelm of an endless to-do list and increase the likelihood of completing meaningful work. Discipline also involves learning to manage distractions, particularly in an age where they are more abundant than ever. When you're alone, it's tempting to fill the silence with mindless scrolling, binge watching, or other activities that provide short-term relief but little long-term value. Practicing self-discipline means recognizing these impulses and consciously choosing alternatives that align with your goals. This could mean turning off notifications, setting time limits on certain activities, or creating a dedicated space for focused work. It's important to acknowledge that self-discipline is not about being rigid or punishing yourself. It's about balance, allowing room for rest, relaxation, and enjoyment, while ensuring that these moments don't derail your broader vision. Self-discipline is a form of self-respect. It's a way of showing yourself that your goals, values, and well-being matter. As you cultivate discipline, you'll find that it builds momentum. Each small success reinforces your confidence and strengthens your ability to tackle larger challenges. Over time, self-discipline becomes less about effort and more about identity. It becomes who you are. It turns solitude into a period of empowerment, enabling you to create a life that is rich in purpose and achievement. Engaging in continuous learning is one of the most rewarding ways to embrace solitude. When you are alone, free from the distractions and demands of social interactions, you have a rare opportunity to focus entirely on expanding your knowledge and skills. Learning in this context becomes more than a means to an end. It becomes a journey of self-discovery and enrichment. It allows you to grow intellectually, emotionally, and creatively, transforming solitude into a time of exploration and growth rather than stagnation. The beauty of learning in solitude lies in its self-directed nature. Unlike formal education, where a curriculum is imposed on you, learning alone allows you to pursue topics that genuinely excite and inspire you. This freedom fosters curiosity and passion, enabling you to dive deeply into areas of interest without constraints. Whether it's studying a new language, mastering a musical instrument, exploring philosophy, or acquiring technical skills, the possibilities are limitless. Solitude provides the quiet and uninterrupted time necessary to immerse yourself fully in these pursuits, fostering a deeper and more meaningful connection with the material. One of the greatest benefits of learning alone is the ability to set your own pace. In group settings, learning often feels rushed or slowed down by the needs of others. When you're alone, you can tailor your approach to your individual strengths and weaknesses. You can spend extra time on challenging concepts, experiment with different methods, or revisit topics as often as needed. This personalized approach not only enhances your understanding but also builds confidence in your ability to learn independently. In addition to intellectual growth, continuous learning in solitude fosters emotional resilience. The process of learning is inherently challenging. It involves facing failure, persisting through difficulty, and overcoming frustration. These experiences teach you patience, adaptability, and self-reliance, qualities that extend far beyond the realm of education. They prepare you to handle life's uncertainties with grace and determination, reinforcing the belief that you are capable of navigating challenges on your own. Solitude also encourages reflective learning, a deeper form of engagement that goes beyond simply acquiring knowledge. When you learn alone, you have the space to think critically about what you're studying, to ask yourself why it matters, and to explore how it connects to your values and goals. This reflective process transforms information into wisdom, enabling you to apply what you've learned in meaningful ways. Furthermore, learning in solitude can be a profoundly creative endeavor. Without the pressure to conform to others' expectations or opinions, you are free to experiment and innovate. This creativity might manifest in unexpected ways: writing a book, composing music, solving a complex problem, or starting a project that combines multiple areas of interest. Solitude creates the mental space necessary for these moments of inspiration to emerge. Finally, continuous learning fosters a sense of purpose and accomplishment. Each new skill mastered or piece of knowledge gained is a tangible reminder of your ability to grow and improve. This sense of progress can be deeply satisfying, providing a counterbalance to the moments of doubt or loneliness that sometimes accompany solitude. It transforms being alone into an opportunity to build a richer, more fulfilling life. Gratitude is the practice of recognizing and appreciating the good things in life, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant. When you are alone, it's easy to fall into a mindset of lack, feeling that something is missing or that you are somehow incomplete. However, gratitude helps you shift your focus away from what is absent and toward what is present. By intentionally acknowledging the things you are grateful for, whether it's the warmth of the sun, the beauty of nature, or the comfort of a warm meal, you begin to recognize the abundance around you. This shift in perspective not only helps to combat feelings of loneliness, but also creates a sense of fulfillment and peace. Even in the quietest and simplest moments, there is something to be grateful for. Mindfulness deepens this sense of appreciation by encouraging you to stay present and fully experience the moment. In solitude, it's easy for your mind to wander to the past or future, dwelling on what could have been or what might be. However, mindfulness teaches you to anchor yourself in the present, to observe your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without judgment. When you are mindful, you become more attuned to the small details of life that often go unnoticed, whether it's the sensation of your breath, the sound of birds outside your window, or the texture of a cup in your hand. By focusing on these details, you begin to realize that even in the absence of external distractions, there is a profound richness to the present moment. The act of being mindful also helps you to manage difficult emotions that may arise when you are alone. Solitude can sometimes bring up feelings of sadness, anxiety, or frustration, and without the distractions of social interaction, these emotions can feel overwhelming. Mindfulness allows you to observe these feelings without becoming consumed by them. You can acknowledge them with curiosity and compassion, rather than judging or suppressing them. This non-reactive awareness gives you the space to process your emotions in a healthy way, helping you to stay centered and balanced. Furthermore, gratitude and mindfulness can enhance your overall well-being by promoting a sense of calm and reducing stress. When you focus on what you have rather than what you lack, you create a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity. This shift can improve your mental and emotional health, fostering a sense of resilience and optimism. In solitude, where external sources of support may be limited, these practices become even more important in maintaining a positive outlook and fostering a sense of inner peace. By consistently practicing gratitude and mindfulness, you build a foundation for a more fulfilling and balanced life. These practices allow you to embrace solitude not as a void to be feared or avoided, but as an opportunity to connect with yourself, with the present moment, and with the abundance that already exists around you. A network error occurred. Please check your connection and try again. If this issue persists, please contact us through our help center at help.openai.com. Building a rich inner world is one of the most rewarding ways to utilize solitude for personal growth and fulfillment. In our modern, fast-paced lives, it's easy to become consumed by external distractions, social media, work pressures, constant communication, which often prevent us from exploring the depths of our own thoughts, emotions, and creativity. However, when you find yourself alone, you have a unique opportunity to cultivate an inner world that is vibrant, thoughtful, and nourishing. This inner life provides not only a sense of purpose, but also resilience, creativity, and a deep sense of contentment. The foundation of a rich inner world begins with self-reflection. Solitude offers the space to engage in thoughtful introspection, where you can examine your thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors without judgment or interruption. It's a time to ask meaningful questions. Who am I at my core? What are my true desires? What fears or patterns are holding me back? Solitude allows you to dive deep into these questions, exploring aspects of yourself that may have been buried beneath the noise of daily life. By dedicating time to self-reflection, you develop a clearer understanding of your values, motivations, and emotional responses, which in turn fosters greater emotional intelligence and personal growth. This inner exploration often leads to a more profound connection with your emotions. In the solitude of your own company, you can take the time to sit with your feelings, acknowledging them without rushing to escape or distract yourself. This can be both difficult and liberating, as it requires the courage to face uncomfortable emotions head-on. However, by embracing them rather than avoiding them, you gain wisdom and self-compassion. You learn to understand the messages behind your emotions, whether they stem from fear, joy, anger, or sadness, and you develop healthier ways to respond to them. The more you understand your emotional landscape, the better equipped you are to navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. Solitude also provides the perfect environment for creative expression. Without external distractions or the pressure of others' expectations, you have the freedom to explore creative outlets that bring you joy and fulfillment. Whether it's writing, painting, music, or any form of artistic expression, solitude allows your creativity to flow without inhibition. When you are alone, there is no fear of judgment or comparison, and this freedom allows for greater exploration and risk-taking. You can experiment with new ideas, techniques, and mediums without the need to conform to any standard or trend. Your inner world becomes a playground for your imagination, where you can express your thoughts and emotions freely. Moreover, building a rich inner world involves cultivating a sense of mindfulness and presence. In solitude, you have the opportunity to engage with the world around you in a more intentional way. Simple moments watching the sunrise, feeling the texture of a book, savoring a cup of tea become rich with meaning when you are fully present. Developing mindfulness helps you connect to the present moment rather than being lost in the past or future. This practice of awareness enhances the depth of your experiences and brings a greater sense of fulfillment to even the smallest moments. Alongside reflection and creativity, your inner world can be nurtured through intellectual exploration. Solitude provides the space to read, learn, and engage with new ideas. Whether you're delving into philosophy, history, science, or literature, these intellectual pursuits stimulate your mind and contribute to the development of a well-rounded and thoughtful inner world. The knowledge you gain enriches your perspective, broadening your understanding of yourself and the world around you. Solitude offers the time and space for this kind of exploration, where you can absorb information deeply and allow it to shape your worldview. Finally, building a rich inner world means embracing a sense of spirituality, however that might look for you. Whether it's through religion, meditation, nature, or a personal philosophy, cultivating a spiritual practice can provide you with a sense of connection to something greater than yourself. This spiritual grounding offers a source of peace and perspective, especially in times of difficulty or uncertainty. It helps you recognize that, while your personal experiences are important, you are part of a larger, interconnected world. In solitude, you are free to create an inner world that is as rich and diverse as you are. By engaging in self-reflection, creativity, mindfulness, intellectual exploration, and spirituality, you enrich your life in ways that extend far beyond the external. Your inner world becomes a source of strength, clarity, and contentment that will sustain you through life's ups and downs. Living in alignment with your values is one of the most powerful ways to achieve lasting happiness and fulfillment, particularly when you are alone. In solitude, there are no external pressures or distractions to sway your actions or decisions. You are free to choose the path that truly resonates with who you are at your core. The key to happiness in this context lies in identifying and living by your values, as they provide the foundation for a life that feels authentic and meaningful. To begin living in alignment with your values, the first step is to identify what those values are. This process requires self-reflection and honesty. Take the time to explore what truly matters to you. What principles do you want to guide your life? For some, these values may be rooted in compassion, integrity, creativity, or personal growth. For others, it could be a commitment to family, health, or contributing to society. Whatever they may be, your values represent your deepest beliefs and priorities. Once you have clarity about your values, it becomes easier to make decisions that are in harmony with them. In solitude, you have the space to explore and define these values without external influences. Living in alignment with your values also involves setting boundaries. Often, people compromise their values to meet the expectations of others or to avoid conflict. But when you live authentically, it's essential to recognize when you are being asked to compromise or act in ways that are not in line with your values. In solitude, you are free from the pressure to conform or please others, which allows you to cultivate the strength to say no when necessary. Setting boundaries may mean saying no to certain people, activities, or obligations that drain your energy or conflict with your values. By doing so, you protect your inner peace and ensure that you are spending your time and energy on what matters most to you. When you align your actions with your values, you create a sense of congruence within yourself. This alignment leads to a deeper sense of fulfillment, as you are no longer living in conflict with yourself. Many people feel a sense of dissatisfaction or unease because their actions are not consistent with their values. They may find themselves caught in cycles of people-pleasing, overcommitting, or compromising on their beliefs to fit into societal norms. This inner conflict can lead to frustration, anxiety, or a lack of purpose. However, when you live authentically, you experience a sense of peace and integrity. Your choices are made from a place of clarity and confidence, and this alignment brings a sense of inner harmony that cannot be shaken by external circumstances. In addition to bringing inner peace, living according to your values enhances your resilience in the face of challenges. Life is full of uncertainties, and the world can sometimes feel unpredictable or overwhelming. When you are grounded in your values, however, you have a steady compass to guide you through difficult times. Even in moments of doubt or adversity, you can draw strength from knowing that you are acting in alignment with what matters most to you. This resilience fosters a deep sense of confidence, as you are not relying on external validation or approval, but instead trusting in your own integrity and sense of purpose. Furthermore, living according to your values fosters a deep connection with your own sense of purpose. In solitude, when you are free from the distractions of social pressures or obligations, you can focus on what truly excites and motivates you. Whether it's pursuing creative endeavors, deepening your knowledge, or contributing to the well-being of others, aligning your actions with your values brings a sense of direction and fulfillment. You are no longer merely going through the motions of life, but actively creating a life that reflects your deepest beliefs. This sense of purpose fuels your motivation and keeps you moving forward, even when faced with setbacks or obstacles. When you live in alignment with your values, you also become more compassionate and understanding toward others. Because you are clear about your own values, you develop a deeper respect for others' differences and beliefs. You learn to appreciate diversity and individuality, recognizing that each person is on their own unique journey. This awareness fosters empathy, kindness, and a sense of connection to others, even if you are physically alone. Living by your values allows you to contribute positively to the world around you, regardless of whether others are present or not. Ultimately, living in alignment with your values transforms solitude from a time of isolation into a time of deep connection to yourself, to your purpose, and to the world around you. It gives your life direction, fulfillment, and resilience, ensuring that every day is an opportunity to live authentically and meaningfully. In conclusion, learning how to be happy alone is not about simply enduring solitude, but rather embracing it as a powerful opportunity for growth, self-discovery, and fulfillment. By developing self-awareness, nurturing your passions, building a rich inner world, and living in alignment with your values, you can transform solitude into a source of strength and joy. Solitude allows you to deepen your connection with yourself, fostering emotional resilience, creativity, and clarity of purpose. It's through learning, reflection, and mindfulness that you begin to appreciate the beauty of your own company and find true contentment from within. Ultimately, happiness found in solitude is not the absence of others, but the presence of a profound connection to yourself and the life you are building, regardless of external circumstances. So take the time to embrace the quiet moments, explore your inner world, and live authentically, for it is in these moments that true happiness begins to flourish.